Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. Now this is regarding Luke Shaw now from Manchester United, because we know he comes to an end of his current deal in 2019, and we know now that he's extended that current contract till 2019. We can't lose him on a free transfer next summer. He's had the teams have been interested, we know, such as Fenerbahce. I don't think it's interesting going there. City have been mentioned. There's been talks about him potentially possibly making a move back to Southampton. There's been talks about Danny Rose and Luke Shaw's a swap deal. Chelsea have reportedly been interested. Arsenal have reportedly been interested in Luke Shaw as well, because I think Luke Shaw wants to leave the club so he can get first team football. And Manchester United, he's not going to be playing regular, and he's not going to be playing first team football, because we know there's different players being playing on the left back position, such as Ashley Young, Daley Blind, now Marcus Rojo, back now. Ashley Young, Damian, Daley Blind, Rojo, Ashley Young and all that, and Luke Shaw is definitely Damian. Luke Shaw is not going to be third choice. I think he's probably fourth, fifth choice left back now under Jose Mourinho. Hasn't played in the Premier League this season, Luke Shaw, and we know that the player is currently known for injuries. So basically Newcastle United now have come into the equation reportedly now, and they are keen on potentially making a loan move for Luke Shaw in the January transfer window. But Jose Mourinho may go along with this, even though Man United could actually try and actually cash in for Luke Shaw in January rather than let him go on loan. But I think it said Newcastle are unlikely to actually sign Luke Shaw on a permanent deal. Currently the wages he receives, which is around £130,000 a week, is Luke Shaw. As well, but there's teams out there that could actually potentially buy the current player. And we know Rafa Benitez now reportedly is keen on initially making a loan move for Luke Shaw. And he's only played twice in the Carabao Cup this season. He did say he thinks his career could be over after a fallout with Mourinho. Jose Mourinho would give Luke Shaw a lot of criticism last season. The board have said to us, we have to sell now, before we can buy in the given process. But Luke Shaw made his England team debut in 2014, and we purchased him for £29 million from Southampton, where he's up the youth system fantastically well, but he has found life difficult at Manchester United since he's come. He's only played 32 times in the Premier League, and I think he's just frustrated with the lack of game time he's getting. But if he can go elsewhere, Luke Shaw, he'll get more first team football at Manchester United. He's currently not going to be doing this as well, but he's had a difficult time since he's come to Man United. Could he possibly reunite with Pochettino? There has been talks about potentially maybe making a move to Tottenham, and us getting Danny Rose as part of the deal. He may be keen on reuniting with Pochettino after they were fantastic together at Southampton. Used to work with Pochettino, didn't he? And there were talks the other day in the press that Man United were actually willing to offer £40 million plus offer Luke Shaw for us to get Danny Rose, and there were talks about us offering £40 million plus Luke Shaw and Danny Rose as a potential swap deal as well. But reportedly, Newcastle are the latest team now to come in and try and get Luke Shaw. They're keen on making a loan move for him in January, but he says it's in doubt that they can, get him on a permanent deal. As explained in the current press as well. But Luke Shaw is frustrated with the game time he's getting absolutely no game time whatsoever. A player that age, still quite young. He wants first team football week in, week out at Manchester United. He's currently not going to be currently getting this. That's latest news about that. Basically, now Newcastle are in for Luke Shaw, and Danny Rose, I still think could be the favourite to come to Manchester United, as I said, because it did say in the press yesterday that he reportedly told his friends, Danny Rose, that he told his friends that he does want to join Manchester United, does Danny Rose, because it's saying now in the press that Tottenham are identifying a replacement for Danny Rose because his future is uncertain. And I think, Tottenham have looked at a few left backs. They've looked at this Bulgaria left back. He's a player, I can't remember his name. He's got 18 months left on his current contract. He's represented Italy for the under-21s as well. Don't really know much about him, but reportedly, Tottenham are identifying him as a replacement for Danny Rose. But reportedly, Danny Rose did say he was willing to turn Chelsea down to make a move to Old Trafford. Danny Rose, he's been at Tottenham now 10 years. Danny Rose has become more of a regular in Tottenham's team in 2012-2013 season, but he is frustrated and he is angry with Pochettino, as Danny Rose, because he was left out for the West Brom game for Tottenham. He was left out for the North London Derby last week, and Danny Rose is fuming because he was out injured about 9 or 10 months. So, and we know Ben Davies is full in Danny Rose's spot, at the moment in the Tottenham team. As well in the current process, but he did criticise Tottenham for their lack of investment back in August. He also criticised, for their lack of investment in August, and he wasn't satisfied with the wages he was receiving. If he wants to go to a bigger team like Manchester United or what Manchester United, can afford to offer him double the wages. Probably now, he's receiving at Tottenham Hotspur, but we know that began his career with Leeds United as well. So he was basically Leeds United's lad. That's why reason that. The youth system, but Danny Rose, would be fantastic. To be quite fair, would be fantastic. In my opinion, Danny Rose made over 100 appearances now, and his tackling is very, very good. His defensive distribution is very, very good as well. So I think he's a favourite to go on and replace Luke Shaw in the post. But I'm saying about Luke Shaw, Newcastle are the latest team to be linked with Luke Shaw, but it's also said that Southampton are still interested in the player. But he did say basically if Luke Shaw is to possibly go back to Southampton, Southampton will currently have to offload Ryan Bertrand. If Luke Shaw is to go into Southampton and be guaranteed 15 football week in, week out. But Ryan Bertrand, we all know that. Manchester City have been heavily linked with Ryan Bertrand because Manchester City is still in search for a fullback, basically because obviously they spend a lot of money on fullbacks alone in the August window to Manchester City, and we know Manchester City have got a very, very good team now. They've invested a lot of money, so too has Pep Guardiola invested a lot of money in the team, and they are a rich club just like Manchester United, but they're still in search for a fullback, due to one of their summer signings. Benjamin Mendy, Manchester City's Benjamin Mendy, is out for the majority of the season. They're purchasing from Monaco, but he's out for the majority of the season, so they're looking for someone basically, they're looking for another left back as well. I think Fabian Del's been full in Benjamin Mendy's spot. I also heard at the centre back, John Stones also suffered an injury for Manchester City as well. But yeah, as I said about Ryan Bertrand, he's very, very good indeed. But his defensive institution good. His attacking instinct is very, very good. Very, very distinctive in his play. He's Ryan Bertrand. He's been very, very good for Southampton. This is his third season now in the process with Southampton. I think the player has made over a century appearances. And the majority of his career, he's been in the Premier League because, he was at Chelsea, about 10 years, basically, before he joined Southampton, he was up to Gillingham. Then he graduated from Chelsea youth system in 2005. He was at Chelsea about 10 years. He'd been at quite a few teams on loan, had Ryan Bertrand during his time with Chelsea as well. And he made his debut for Chelsea 2011, senior debut for Chelsea 2011. And then 2012 made his England senior debut and also became the first player to make his Champions League debut for Chelsea in the final against Bayern Munich as well, So he has got Champions League experience as well as Ryan Bertrand, and that's when Chelsea won the Champions League. That's when he's made his debut in the Champions League, the player. And he's been at Chelsea quite a long time, but now he's currently at Southampton. But reportedly Manchester City are identifying him, as a good suitable player, to a full-back position, because obviously Benjamin Mendy is absent, and City did pay around, was it over £50 million for the player, so that's basically classified now probably the most expensive defender at the moment, because obviously City got Kyle Walker as well. That was the most expensive defender then, but obviously Benjamin Mendy beat that, because City I think initially paid more for Benjamin Mendy than they did for Kyle Walker. So I think there's only a chance of Luke Shaw going back to Southampton. It says if Ryan Bertrand is to actually leave Southampton, in the current process. And as I did what else did I say? And as I did update you yesterday, guys, on a bit of latest news about Matteo Darmian, he's also another potential Manchester United player that could actually leave the club, because this is his third season now in the process of Manchester United. His versatility is very, very good. He's Matteo Darmian's, as we all know. But reports were stemming from Italy yesterday that reportedly Roma are considering potentially are considering making a loan move for Matteo Darmian. It also mentioned Napoli were interested. It also mentioned Inter Milan were interested because we know he's got a lot. He's got so much experience of being in Italy as well with the play, with Torino, with Parma, with Milan, where he'd risen up the youth system, he risen up the ranks there. And, he made his debut at just the age of 17 there, and then he went somewhere else. Then he went to Parma, had 4 fantastic years with Torino, and then we purchased him for just over £12 million from Torino, and made his international debut in 2014 as well. Did the current player, and he won the FA Cup with us when he joined us in his first season with the club. Darmian won the FA Cup with us. That was under the Van Gaal era. And since he's come, he's made 77 appearances as Darmian. But I think especially this season, Darmian, he's frustrated with the lack of game time he's getting Manchester United. And he's like Luke Shaw, really. Not as bad as Luke Shaw, but he's getting like Luke Shaw now. He's getting lack of game time because we've had so many players playing at left back position. And Darmian's not preferred choice at left back, definitely not preferred choice at right back because he can play at right back as well, can Darmian, but obviously Valencia is our advanced right back. And without a doubt, at that left back, we've had different players playing there, but without a doubt, Ashley Young has been our best player at the left back. But Darmian, as I said, agent has come out and had a say on the matter, and Darmian's agent has basically suggested out that Darmian has received no offers to leave Manchester United as yet, but maybe Roma may prepare to have talks of potentially making a move for Matteo Darmian. The current president, Darmian, very, very good player. I do really like him. When he gets them on the games, Darmian is a good player. But reportedly, Roma are interested, Napoli and Inter Milan are interested in Matteo Darmian as well in the current process. So that's latest news about us. So potentially he could leave Manchester United as well as Luke Shaw, and we know with Marian Fellaini, he's another player, that come out the other day in the press that, there's been quite a few teams interested in Marian Fellaini as well in the current process. The latest team are to be Paris Saint-Germain are interested. It also mentioned Arsenal, also mentioned Besiktas, and it also mentioned Galatasaray as well. But basically it did say PSG were willing to offer a 4-year deal for Marian Fellaini. PSG are identifying him as a backup for Figo Motta at Paris Saint-Germain, so PSG are identifying Fellaini as a good backup for Figo Motta at Paris Saint-Germain. Since Fellaini's come to Manchester United, he's made 144 appearances all in all in the Premier League. He's made 2 century appearances, over 2 century appearances. But reportedly, Man United have been in the process of trying to secure him a new deal. And Mourinho did admit he is concerned that Fellaini, and he's also admitted that he could leave on a free transfer next summer, Marian Fellaini. But reportedly, we offered him a new deal before. But reportedly, this new deal we offered Marian Fellaini had turned down because reportedly Marian Fellaini has been demanding a higher wage increase. I think he's been demanding a wage increase of £50,000 a week. I think he's been demanding a higher wage increase of around 50,000. He's currently on 120,000, so he's demanding that he wants around £170,000 a week. Does Marian Fellaini, in the current process, but he did say PSG are willing to offer him a 4-year deal, but Man United are not willing to offload Marian Fellaini in the January transfer windows. That's confirmed, so we could lose him on a free transfer next summer. But we know Fellaini's done very, very well this season. I said this is his best season in Manchester United shirt. Made an impact this season. I think his pass accuracy has been good. He scored 3 goals in Premier League this season, and Fellaini's done very, very well, to be fair, this season. This is definitely his best season in Manchester United shirt. He's obviously been injured as well this season as Marian Fellaini, but Jose Mourinho is a big admirer of the players. He basically wants Fellaini to stay, and Jose Mourinho had blocked Fellaini making a move to Galatasaray back in the August window as well. But Jose Mourinho has a fantastic, strong relationship with Marian Fellaini, and I think Jose Mourinho, he's desperate that he does sign a new deal, but potentially he's another player that could still leave. We were not prepared to cash in for him in January, so he won't leave in January if we're not prepared to cash in for him. So, but if we don't sign him a new deal, which looks likely at the moment, we're not going to sign a new deal, we will lose him on a free transfer next summer. And this is 5th season now in the process with Manchester United. Is Marian Fellaini. So, see what happens about that. And but we have to sell before we can buy, because obviously it come out in the press the other week that the board have promised Jose Mourinho 3 Galactico signings. Yes, they've promised Jose Mourinho 3 Galactico signings, and they've promised Jose Mourinho 3 Galactico signings, and it says we have to sell before we can basically buy in the window. So yeah, and I still think Manchester United need to address that left hand side a bit more. We still need a creative win, that can put balls into the box, and we need to eye out replacements if these players such as Diamond and Luke Shaw and even Fellaini leave on a free next summer. We need to find these replacements. As I said, Mesut Ozil would be fantastic, as I do keep saying, but even though we know Barcelona are in the hunt for Mesut Ozil in the current process, it did say Barcelona are willing to offer Mesut Ozil around £350,000 a week. He is demanding over £300,000. He's been demanding that from Arsenal, and he's also demanding that from whatever team he goes to. We know Barcelona and Manchester United are heavily linked with Ozil, and reportedly Ozil is prepared to have talks over potentially making a move to Barcelona. He could end up at Barcelona, but Arsene Wenger has denied that he has agreed. He has suggested out Wenger that Ozil has not agreed to join Barcelona, and reports coming out the other day that from Spain that Ozil reportedly had agreed. He reportedly had agreed a contract to join Barcelona, which was around a 3.5-year deal. In reports stemming, he just initially agreed to join Barcelona. In the current process, it's confirmed Ozil's agent's been in discussions with Barcelona, and it did confirm basically that Wenger's admitted he could leave in January, but it also did say that Ozil the other week has been given permission to leave Arsenal in the January window, and he could be. It said he could be available for around £20 million. Maybe Barcelona, Man United maybe still keen on waiting to see out his contract and then go on and get him on a free transfer next summer. But as I do keep saying, Arsenal would rather cash in for the player rather than let him go on a free transfer next summer. Rather than let him go on a free transfer next summer. Sorry, I just puffing my easy, but I think Messi has said for Barcelona that he does actually prefer Coutinho over Mesut Ozil at Barcelona. So he does prefer Coutinho over sorry about that. Over Mesut Ozil, but reports were stemming the other day that reportedly Fenerbahce had been interested. He reportedly turned Fenerbahce down because he's not interested in the move to Fenerbahce. And reportedly he did inform the club, Ozil, that he's actually keen on staying in the Premier League. He's Mesut Ozil, since he's come to the Premier League especially, he's got a record of assists. His sprints are fantastic as well. He's got a record of sprints this season as well. And Ozil's performed this season for Arsenal in the Everton game and the North London derby last week, and I think Wenger was impressed, with his current performances. And Ozil is coming to an end of his deal, as we all know. Jose Mourinho, is keen on reuniting with the player after they were fantastic together at Real Madrid. Got a lot of experience playing in Spain, got a lot of experience of playing in Germany. As Ozil, so he's got experience of playing in the high leagues, and now he's in the Premier League. He's Mesut Ozil, but I think he's keen on staying in the Premier League, as he explained the other day. But if Barcelona prepared to pay what he's demanding in terms of wages, then he could actually join Barcelona and make a return to the La Liga. Could Mesut Ozil, but can create chances, can provide assists as well. Can the current player? And Arsenal paid £42 million for him from Real Madrid, just over £42 million. So this is his 5th season of process, made over a century of appearances for Arsenal in the current process. I think he's preparing to have talks on making an exit from Arsenal. Football club, and Wenger's admitted they could lose him in January, but as I do keep saying, Arsenal would rather cash in for him rather than let him go on a free transfer next summer as well. But as I said, Barcelona's main prize target is Philippe Coutinho. Messi, significantly wants Coutinho over Mesut Ozil, because Coutinho is still in the contract with Liverpool till 2022, as we all know. They're both very good players, Ozil and Coutinho, because obviously Coutinho's got experience of being in Spain, Ozil's got experience of being in Spain, Ozil's also, Coutinho's got experience of being in Italy as well. But obviously Barcelona couldn't get a deal over the line for Coutinho back in August due to that Liverpool owners and Liverpool board were not willing to actually, offload Felipe Coutinho, because, he can play attacking mid, he can play on the left-hand side as well, can Coutinho. And as I said, Coutinho's representative made it clear to Barcelona, because it did confirm Barcelona and Liverpool had been in talks back in August, but due to Liverpool do actually value the player around £130 million. It did say, Barcelona are eyeing out a fresh bid of around £106 million for him in January as well. But if Barcelona do get Ozil, then that means probably Coutinho will stay at Liverpool Football Club. It's also said Paris Saint-Germain have been interested in Coutinho as well in the current process, but obviously Coutinho hasn't been. He's become one of the most creative agile midfielders this season. Since he's been at Liverpool, he's been fantastic. As I said, and he's still an essential player, under Jurgen Klopp. But if he goes to Barcelona, elevates at higher level, play amongst better players and win silver round with Liverpool, he's not going to be currently doing this at the moment. I said Liverpool should have cashed him back in August. They'd probably out of that money got probably at least 2 world-class players to generate the money in August. But if obviously Barcelona are weighing other options up, like alternatives, if they fail to get the pursuit of Philippe Coutinho as well, but he hasn't been his best this season, due to a couple of injuries that he has received this season. Coutinho as well. But yeah, and also we know with Antoine Griezmann's been mentioned quite a few times. He's also been on Barcelona's agenda as well as Antoine Griezmann. As I said, he's been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford as Antoine Griezmann. But due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban, Man United never got a deal over the line. He did estimate 6 out of 10 he was coming, but he did also admit the other day in the press that the Manchester United move is still a possibility. And I think Griezmann's basically admitted this could be, well, I think it's more than likely this is going to be his last season with Atletico Madrid. He's also got a lot of experience of playing in Spain as Antoine Griezmann as well. He's done the contract to 2021, or it might be 2022. He signed this back in June. Did Antoine Griezmann, but reportedly come out in the press the other day. Reports were actually stemming from France, and that Griezmann had agreed a deal in principle to actually go on and join Barcelona. Hasn't been Barcelona's main target, but they have been interested in Griezmann as well. But reportedly Griezmann did say he does regret the decision that he did not join Manchester United. And Man United have been in talks with Griezmann's representatives, as we all know. Hasn't been the best this season for Atletico Madrid, as we all know. As Antoine Griezmann, but skillful, good in the air, good at driving forward, good at leading the lines. He's very, very clinical. Is Antoine Griezmann, in the current process. But what a fantastic player! He did say Man United could identify him as a good replacement for Mkhitaryan, and he did say Man United could actually put Griezmann in that attacking number 10 role. We know we could put Griezmann in the number 7 role because Manchester United have got number 7 vacant, and we've had a lot of good number 7s who have played in that number 7 before. We had a lot of good number 7 players, but yeah, as I said, Real Sociedad, very, very good in Euro 2016, very, very good for France. Player of the tournament in Euro 2016, top scorer, got France to the quarterfinals in 2014 as well. Did Antoine Griezmann, and very, very good during his Real Sociedad days as well, was Griezmann as well. And this is 4th season, I think, or 5th with Atletico Madrid. But I'd love Griezmann at Manchester United because we still need improvements in our current team as well, so we'll have to see. But yeah, as I'm saying, the big latest news about this now is Newcastle are the team now that have come into the equation, and they potentially may make inquiries over getting Luke Shaw on a loan deal. Reportedly, Newcastle are keen on a loan deal for Luke Shaw. Reportedly, Newcastle are keen on a loan deal for Luke Shaw. It says it's unlikely that Newcastle will actually go on if they do get him a loan deal. It's unlikely that they will go on to get him on a permanent deal, but reportedly Newcastle are interested in getting Luke Shaw on a current loan deal. And Rafa Benitez, I think for Newcastle, is keen on getting Luke Shaw. It's main part of this video. Luke Shaw's still under contract to 2019. There's been talks that he could make the move back to Southampton, but that's only if Southampton willing to offload Bertrand. There's been Chelsea interested. Also, there's been Arsenal interested in Luke Shaw as well. And he's finding game time very, very difficult at Manchester United. Especially since he recovered from injury. Luke Shaw's finding it, very, very hard at Manchester United. If he does actually, potentially, go to Newcastle, he will be guaranteed first team football week in, week out. And as I said, there's other teams being interested, but he's found game time very, very difficult indeed at Manchester United. There has been talks about potentially, Luke Shaw and Danny Rose as a potential swap deal, as I said. But this is the main part of this video, so tell me what you think of the video. Put your comments, likes on the channel. If you do consider subscribe, as always, take it easy, guys. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye. Stop the stream right there.